Okay, good morning and welcome back to our training session. Today's topic is workplace incident reporting. I hope you're doing well since our last meeting. Hope you had a productive week.
Yeah.
Before we get started, let's quickly go over some of the ground rules. I do this every time and I think it's very important. Maintain respectful throughout our discussion.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to ask any questions whenever you want. Please put your phone on silent or in vibration mode if have so. If you have to answer, please don't just go out and we wait and we continue after.
Okay.
To optimize our learning environment, let's prioritize workplace health and safety. Please ensure you are comfortably seated. Looks like you are.
My seats, yeah. Thank you.
In case of an emergency, please be aware that the emergency exits are located at the back of the room. There are 2 doors. The evacuation point will be downstairs at the back, the car park. That's also how we call it. A first aid kit or a fire extinguisher there provided next to the doors, but if the big fire alarm goes off, please remain calm. If you need any assistance with anything, please ask. But we all have to go to the back of the building at the car park. Any toilets there are provided on the end of the lobby on the right, go right and then right again. There is a kitchen on this floor as well with a fridge and microwaves if you want to use any of that. There's some tea and some coffee. Downstairs is another kitchen. If this one is overcrowded, you can use that one as well. And there are more toilets downstairs available as well. Before we start, could you please write your name on your attendance list? Great. This one. It's the 16th today.
Yep.
16th of August. Yeah, last time I checked my identification, it was still good.
Yeah.
This session is going to take again around 30 minutes, give or take, depends how we go. I encourage active participation and a question throughout the session. Let's quickly recap our previous session. We discussed how to identify hazards and risks in manual handling tasks, use correct lifting and carrying techniques, and assess and control risks, prevent injuries and create a safer workplace. Did you have a chance to have a look at some more videos or whatsoever?
I had a look at a few and they were very informative. They were very helpful actually. It's kind of giving me a new perspective on the way that I work.
Yeah.
And it's so actually I originally thought they would be slowing me down to work the right way. But it's not. It's just as quick, if not quicker.
Yeah.
So using trolleys and wheelbarrows and other things available to me to move loads around is it's a lot. It's actually and sometimes it's a lot quicker than throwing a bag of cement on my shoulder and walking at 30 meters. It's better to look for a trolley and throw 5 bags of cement or 4 bags of cement onto a trolley and walk it across. It's
Nowadays
very
a trolley is not that expensive as well. You got a lot of different
and they're everywhere outside. They're everywhere. It's it's very helpful. The videos I watched and the perspective that I've been given.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's really good. That's good to hear. Today we were learning about identifying incidents and how to report incidents. So the goal is to provide knowledge and skills to understanding the importance of an incident report and recognize incidents and near misses, accurately report incidents and using correct procedures, contribute to a safe workplace through incident reporting. So throughout this session we will engage with video presentations, review some slide materials on the PowerPoint, and I'll pose questions related to topics we cover. These questions will serve as a formative assessment, so helping me gauge our understanding of the concepts as we progress. What are the most common workplace hazards that they know and exist on your job site, or the jobs that you've been working for, let's say the last 6 months or years? Or
A few of the hazards, so working from heights, that's a big one. I also do a bit of waterproofing, and that occasionally we'll have to waterproof tanks, working in confined spaces. That can be a pretty tricky one. So getting in and out of the water tanks, detention tanks on site, that's like access and
the gas detectors and that kind of stuff.
Detectors and rescue equipment too, in case something happens to someone whilst in the tank, to get them out. That's all quite risky work. So and we're working on scaffolding. There's always that risk of
falling objects,
falling from scaffolding.
Especially if you have several people working on top of each other or above each other.
Even looking up whilst you're on the scaffold. So if someone's walking above you, the debris falling into your eye. That's that's something that's happened to me quite a few times.
And if I remember correctly, you were also rendering a lot in the past.
When
it dries.
That's where it happens a lot when rendering on site, because scaffold is never exactly on the perfect level. So most of the time there's a renderer working above me or below me. And I mean, whilst working, render does hit window sills and hit scaffolding components and splashes. And that splash can get into your eyes. And it's sand and cement in your eyes. Cement is very caustic, and the sand is very abrasive, so it can cause a lot of issues in your eye. So especially
if they don't use the timber planks on scaffold, but they have the perforated steel planks. Very easy to get through there. Oh, fair enough. You've seen a fair bit, I think.
I've seen a bit, in my line of work.
Did you ever have to report an incident?
It's no. I mean, so not really. No, if something gets in your eye or if something falls to the floor, as long as no one's hurt, you don't really say anything. It's not like a done thing. You just get about doing your work. So, but I mean, thinking about it, probably if I was to report it, it'd probably be a good thing to do, because then we could identify what caused the issue and perhaps prevent it from happening again in the future.
And maybe they like to use the term housekeeping, keep the workplace clean.
That's something that would help.
But it depends. I mean, if you go to massive job sites, the scaffolds are massive, and if you have to clean it every afternoon, that's a lot of extra work. But at the same time, it's maybe prevents a lot of dust and stuff getting into the eyes and stuff. All right, let me get this. We're gonna start with watching a little video. I think this video is around 4 or 5 minutes. We're probably gonna see some of them. I'm curious if we're gonna see some of the scaffold or rendering or the painting.
Okay, to make it full screen.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on at a construction site. And no matter how careful you are, accidents can happen. By accident, we mean any event that results in an injury. This includes any form of discomfort, such as heat stroke. When an injury is minor and the worker is able to return to work quickly, it's a no-time loss accident. When the injury is more serious and the worker needs to see a doctor, it's a lost time accident. However, if no one gets hurt, but the event could have resulted in injury, instead of it being called an accident, it's an incident. Incidents, like accidents, must be recorded in a register of accidents, incidents, and first aid. You're required by law to keep this register. But it's also extremely useful. For instance, if a minor injury gets worse and the worker has to consult the doctor, you can go back to the register to follow up on the accidental event. What's more, the information in the register can help you keep your first aid kit up to date and see at a glance if anything is missing. But most importantly, the information in the register can help you remedy the situation and prevent future accidents. Even before an accident occurs, you need to be prepared. This means developing a procedure to follow if an accident occurs. All of your workers must be aware of this procedure. They must know what has to be done, under what circumstances, and by whom. At the very least, they must understand that it is mandatory to notify their supervisor after an event occurs, and they need to do it as soon as possible. When a lost time accident occurs, an accident report must be filed. It goes without saying, the first step is to administer first aid. Then you must make any necessary emergency repairs and remove or control all potential sources of danger. Get in touch with your advisor to relay information about the accident as soon as possible. Ideally on the same day, following an accident. Hand a copy of the worker's toolkit to the injured worker and make sure they fill out the accident report. If they're unable to fill it out right away, make sure it's done as soon as possible. When the worker goes to see the doctor, ensure they bring a copy of the temporary assignment form with them to every appointment. As soon as possible after visiting the doctor, it's important that the worker provide you with a copy of the medical assessment and temporary assignment forms signed by the attending physician. The temporary assignment form specifies if, when, and how the worker can safely return to work. The attending physician might recommend a return to work in a light-duty capacity with certain restrictions or limitations. Or, the physician might decide to put the worker on leave in addition to prescribing treatment. In any case, it's important to respect and follow all of the physician's recommendations. It's good practice to put together a list of your workers' tasks that they can give to the doctor if they get injured. This can help the doctor make a more positive assessment of the worker's return to work. Once the worker and the job site are safe, you must carry out an investigation and analysis of the accident and fill out the necessary form. This will help everyone understand what happened and how to prevent a similar accident from happening again. Filling out an accident report isn't rocket science. There are only 5 things to keep in mind. 1. When the lost time accident occurs, give us a call right away so we can help you manage everything. 2. Always have worker toolkits on hand. 3. Hand a toolkit to the injured worker and make sure they always bring a copy of the temporary assignment form with them to every appointment. 4. Keep a record of all accidents and incidents. And 5. Always send a copy of all documents to your advisor.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. Nothing that I've ever been exposed to, so I've never had lost time injuries. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it makes sense from what I can see.
If something happens and nobody says anything to a leading hand or whatever, it can happen the next day again.
Yeah.
It's really important. Certain things they need to be reported.
Yeah.
Alright. Now we're going through a PowerPoint presentation. Should have left this like that. I'm just gonna read through it. Might ask you some questions in between. If you've got a question, then please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so the introduction to a workplace incident reporting. Effective incident reporting is crucial for maintaining a safe and productive workplace. This presentation will provide an overview of the importance of incident reporting, the types of incident to report, and the procedures and responsibilities involved as well, and how to do it. Importance of incident reporting. So identifying the hazards. Reporting incidents helps uncover potential safety risks and address them before they lead to more serious accidents. Prevent recurrence. Analyze incidents data allows organizations to implement corrective actions and prevent similar incidents from happening again and on other workplaces. Ensure compliance. Proper incident reporting helps organizations comply with relevant health and safety regulations. And then 4, improve the workplace safety. A strong incident reporting culture fosters a safe work environment for all employees. The types of incidents to report. Injuries. Any works-related injuries, including minor cuts, burns or sprains, should be reported. Near misses. Incidents that could have been resulted in injury or damage, but did not, should also be reported. Property damage. Damage to company property, equipment or vehicles should be documented through incidents reporting. Environmental spills. Spills of hazardous material or other environmental incidents must be reported immediately. Those ones are very underestimated. Reporting procedures and protocols. Immediate action. Ensure the immediate safety of all involvement and provide first aid if necessary. Notification. Inform the appropriate supervisor or designation incident reporting authority as soon as possible. And then the documentation. Complete the necessary incident report forms with all the relevant information, details and witnesses if possible, and photos. Roles and responsibilities of employees. Employee responsibilities. Employees must be aware of and follow the organization's incident reporting of the procedures as well. Employees should report any incident or hazard they observe, no matter how minor it is. The supervisor's responsibility. Supervisors must ensure that all incidents are properly reported and investigated. The supervisors also should provide training and guidance to employees on incidents on reporting. Organizations' responsibilities. Organizations must have a clear and accessible incident reporting system in place. Organizations should analyze incidents, data, and implement corrective actions to improve safety. Any questions so far?
No,
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What I can see. Yeah.
Good. Incident investigation and analysis. Gather the information, very important. Collect the details about the incident, including witness statements and any available evidence. Get people's stories as well once it happened. Identify the causes. Analyze the incidents to determine the root causes and contributing factors.
So, yeah, with that, you know, so sometimes like gathering information about what's caused it. You know, a lot of times people don't talk. People, you know, if something happens, then
They don't want to talk because they think they're snitching or they're being a rat or you know.
Yeah. It's something that maybe it'd be good to inform people on site that you know that they won't get in trouble for saying something.
Yes.
Mm.
Also.
Yeah.
Because this is quite a harsh environment as well.
Yeah, it is.
It does happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing is as well is that when we talk about safety, it's not just the safety for yourself. It's the safety about others as well.
Yeah.
If you see something that is unsafe, somebody uses a grinder not far from you without a protection guard around the grinder.
Yeah.
You should say something. If something goes wrong, you don't want to be a witness of somebody losing his eye or his hand or fingers or
Yeah.
yeah. But it doesn't happen much now. It's all like just 1 minute, just one cut, and they don't really care now.
Yeah.
Anyway, identify the causes, analyze the incident to determine the root cause and contributing factors, and implement solutions. Develop and implement corrective action to address the identified issues and prevent reoccurrence. Corrective and preventive actions. Training very important. Provide employees with the comprehensive training and safety protocols and incident reporting. Equipment upgrade. Invest in updated or improved equipment to address identified safety hazards. And the policies and updates. Review and update organizational policies to strengthen incidents reporting and safety measures. And communication, very big topic. And change communication channels to encourage open reporting and feedback on incidents. I think they also talk about the radio systems that people are using nowadays on the bigger job sites.
Yeah.
Easy communication.
The equipment one is, I think that's one that's quite important too, because a lot of people, you know, I mean, when doing a lot of manual handling, I know from experience, the equipment can degrade quite quickly. So you're putting a lot of heavy weight into wheelbarrows or trolleys, and then wheels can come loose and bearings can start to fail.
Or not enough air in the tire. You start pushing against a flat tire.
It's very exactly. It's hard. So that's something that's not just upgrades, but replacing equipment.
Maintaining, replacing.
Yeah, that's something that I think is important too.
And I reckon very underestimated as well.
Yeah, a lot of times people won't replace equipment because it can be costly, but the cost of the injury or even loss of production from using a wheelbarrow with a flat tire or a trolley with a dodgy wheel, I think that the loss of production could be far more costly than the cost of rectifying the equipment.
And if it breaks in the morning, you might, have a whole day of wastage, because you don't get the right material or the equipment at the same morning. It takes a day or two. True. The incident reporting documentation. Incident reporting form. Comprehensive documentation of the incident, including details, the causes, and corrective actions. Investigation report. Detailed findings from the incident, investigation, and recommended solutions. And corrective action plan. Documented steps to address the incident and prevent future occurrence. And record management. Secure storage and retention of all incident-related documentation. Confidential and privacy considerations. So sensitive information. Incident report should be handled with care, protecting the privacy of those involved. Access restrictions. Limit access to incident reports and investigation findings to authorized personnel only. And data protection. Ensure that all incident-related data is stored securely and in compliance with privacy regulations. Whistleblower protection. Employees who report incidents should be protected from discrimination. I think that's the one way you were speaking.
I was saying before, it's on site. People are very hesitant to say something because then they're perceived as being maybe a whinger or someone who's complaining, who's maybe even a bludger who doesn't get the work done. So they're all very good.
It's good to bring that up in here.
Yeah.
continuous improvement and feedback. Data analysis regularly review incidents data to identify trends, patterns, and areas for improvement. Employee feedback. Encourage employees to provide feedback and suggestions for a change the incident reporting system. And corrective actions. Implement appropriate corrective and preventive measures based on the incidents gained from incidents analysis. Well, that's very informative, isn't it?
I think feedback is important. Getting back to the supervisors, especially on site, and letting them know what's happening, and letting them know how you're going is quite important.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, if things are going wrong, you don't have a good chain of communication with your supervisor.
Yeah, and actions,
Yeah.
Then we can't move forward. We need to move forward. We can't sit still or even go backwards.
Yeah.
We have to try to prevent. The population is going up. It's getting busier and busier.
Yeah.
Yes, the technology goes forward as well, but at the same time, we also gotta watch out for each other more and more. I reckon, because we'll get working closer and closer to each other.
Yeah.
As an example here, I have a hazard incident report form. I just want you to have a look through it. I reckon you should be alright, but we're going to fill this out together. Let's take the subject. We were walking on a job site and we found an electrical lead with a cut. Okay. And let's say also that day it's been raining, so there's a lot of water laying. It's still an open job site, there's still no windows in, they've got open walls, and we have moist on the floor, and we have an electrical lead with a cut.
Yep.
So wherever it's here it starts. So what's the hazard incident?
Yeah.
So briefly just describe what's the hazard and the incident, and the equipment that we found.
Okay.
And then if necessary, include any action taken to ensure the safety of those who may be affected.
Okay. Alrighty. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good. Very, very nice and detailed. That's really good. But here they're asking where's the hazard located. So just where we located it. So.
Like just hypothetical, yes?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When was the hazard event? So let's say it was today. We found it today. It's the 16th of August. Time.
Just in the morning, yeah?
Yeah. Alright, so recommended action to fix the hazard incident. List any suggestions you may have for reducing or eliminating the problem. For example, redesign mechanical device, update procedure, improve training or maintenance work.
Okay, so if it was a lead, say, instead of leaving it on the floor where it can get cut, or lead hooks.
Lead hooks, yeah.
Lead
Lead stands, lead hooks. Electrical lead should always be off the ground. they should be tested and tagged. So we all also gonna have a look at if it's been tested this month.
Yeah.
Because there was a big cut that shouldn't have been seen when they tested it. And then the date again, the time, 16.
Yeah.
Right. 4. Yep. Actions. And then the action taken is really simple with a lead. What I will do, I will cut it into pieces, throw it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And also report it to the company that owns the lead, so they can have a little toolbox chat about that. And they, we also, when we get back to the office, we're gonna ask for their test and tag register. I want to see if they tested. We want to see if they tested that lead the last time.
so just remove the lead and
Yeah.
dispose of toolbox, talk to workers, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah, beautiful.
Then ensure lead hooks.
Yeah.
Hooks and stands
Used.
used. Yeah.
That's great, man. Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Okay. So yes,
Yeah.
get fixed.
Yeah. I'll write your name, your signature, the date. Even yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
That's way better than most guys doing it. Maybe it's your field experience a little
safety
bit.
officer.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, so with that, we reached the end of today's session. I hope now we have the knowledge and skills to understand the importance of incident reporting, recognize incident and near misses, accurately report incidents using correct procedures, contribute to a safer workplace through incident reporting as well.
Yep.
To further build your knowledge, I encourage exploring related videos on YouTube for more valuable insight as well, like what you did last time. Before we wrap up, please check your email for the handout and learner feedback form. Your input is invaluable for shaping a future session, so we can improve ourselves as well. And we are very curious of what you thought about this session. So please complete the send it back if you can. Thank you all for appreciation and engagement. I look forward to our next session. Thank you, Vic.
No, thank you.
Thank you, man.